I should have like a board like in the back where I write down I will not rant at Jujutsu Kaisen like Bart Simpson does. Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Jujutsu Kaisen. Last time around, premature death. We finished up the first arc of season 2. What actually happened? It showed Gato going bad because he basically wants to kill all non-sorcerers, or unalive them in Minecraft, kill all non-jutsu sorcerers so that cursed spirits will never be created again. However, what he doesn't realize is that's not going to get rid of the actual root problem, which is just terrible people. So, it's a bit of a flaw, but that's okay. Everyone is entitled to their stupid ideas when they're a teenager. It's just that Gato never grew out of his. I say that. I made this channel as a teenager, so maybe I'm not one to talk. Oh well. Anywho, and then at the end, Gojo woke up from his nap and saw our main 3 characters in the present day, and it was revealed it was all a dream. Gato is actually more interesting than you thought, but that was just a silly little dream that Gojo was having. No, obviously. But still, already started complaining and we haven't even started the episode yet. Dang it! Let's just get into it. I'm going to keep my rants to a minimum, if not non-existent. I don't know how well that's going to work, but let's find out. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure, so let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. Here we go. Alright, that is the definitive end of the Juju stroll. To be fair, they were kind of running low on ideas for them at the end of season 1, so I kind of get it, but But I preferred having a Juju stroll to a preview, so oh well. Okay. Calm, peacefulness, tranquility. Fuck Mahito. But still. Mecha Maru. Or just Maru. I didn't catch what his actual name was, so I'm just gonna call him Mecha Maru. He's great. I like him. I like that he's handsome. It's interesting that Mahito, completely reshaped his body, but he still has a scar. Oh well. Oh, that was interesting. You know what I like? I like that they did the whole My Hero Academia thing of oh, there's actually a traitor at Jujutsu High. And I love that was resolved relatively quickly and wasn't dragged out for season upon season upon season until eventually we just forgot about it, and then apparently in the newest season they finally revealed who the traitor was. And I mean, I can't really comment on it because I'm not watching the newest season of My Hero Academia, because that's, the 6th season of My Hero Academia was garbage. So I can't do it. I can't watch more My Hero Academia. To me, that show is dead. This show, thankfully, is not garbage. Has some problems, but I still see a lot of greatness in it. There's still hope for Jujutsu Kaisen for me. So, and to be fair, a good chunk of this episode, I would say, was pretty good. Granted, a good chunk of this episode, I'm going to say, also kind of fillery, but I don't know. Now, see, I say that, and anytime someone says filler, someone's dick gets cut off, Because people, filler is such an evil word now, but I don't know. Because, see, it's okay, well, what can we take away from the story of Yuko and Itadori? that Itadori is a good guy who doesn't view people by their looks, by their exterior, but he looks for what's inside. I feel like we already knew that. You know? I feel like we already knew that. Hey, isn't it amazing that we had this entire lesson without this person becoming a Gary Stu or Mary Sue and befriending the world's most annoying anime villain and eventually leading to them dying? That's great. I'm glad that didn't happen. Man, if that actually happened, that would be bad. But it didn't happen, so it's good. Anyway, so I don't know. This was fine. Certainly this was better than the last 5 episodes I have watched. Because that whole arc, again, hidden inventory, if I separate it from the rest of Jujutsu Kaisen, it's a great arc. Putting it into context, it's so infuriating, you know? And putting this into context doesn't matter, you know? Itadori wants to go see, what was it, Human Worm 4? Earthworm Jim 3? I don't know. I never want to see a movie like this. Oh my gosh. They're tiny little earthworm babies. I thought when he first said the title, Human Worm 4 or whatever, I thought it was supposed to be a play on the human centipede. But no, it's just a guy who becomes an earthworm man. And then this girl falls in love with him, and then they have little creepy fucking earthworm babies. Yeah. I hate it, actually. So, I definitely did not want to see that. Ugh. But anyway. And then, yeah. Yuko, she really grew up in 6 months. And, I mean, it was an interesting thing of, now I'm holding myself to the standard that I hate other people for having, you know? She couldn't just go and ask him out. You know, she thought, well, maybe if I get tall and thin, then he'll like me. And it's an interesting thing. I like that. That's an interesting lesson, you know? Because, yeah, it's Itadori wouldn't care, but you care about it, you know? So, there's that. I did like that he instantly recognized her. That was good. So... And then the plot shifted completely to the traitor. The whole traitor plot. And yeah, it's Mecha Maru. And you know what? Mecha Maru, it's believable. It's believable that he was doing... Now, this had to have been a recent thing, because Mahito... wasn't Mahito only, born a little while ago? He's a relatively new cursed spirit, I think. And his whole transfiguration... that's a new technique that he started using over season 1, I think? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm forgetting stuff. I did forget that, no, he did not kill Tengen, but he just went and attacked. He snuck in and stole the fingers, right? I think it was the fingers during the Kyoto event, so yeah. But yeah, Mecha Maru. And I like that it's as soon as their pact ends, then that's it. You know, they are enemies again. I like that. It's Mecha Maru was doing this because, yeah, it would get his body back. So that's good. He's doing that because he needs to get his body back. And then once he does, and their deal is over... Then he's well, now I'm going to use all of my power to try to destroy you, you know? And he still wants to get the information about the Shibuya plot to Gojo, so that's good, too. Shibuya. This is Shibuya. Sorry, that's one of the few takeaways I had from trying to play Persona 5. By the way, I got 50 hours into Persona 5, and then I gave up. I was in the middle of the Futaba dungeon, and I was you know what? I'm forcing myself to play this game. I can't keep doing it. So, But I did get 50 hours into Persona 5, so love the vibe, love the aesthetic of Persona 5. I totally get it, but it's just not for me. So Mecha Maru, he fired a year at him. Like, that's crazy. So it's all this cursed energy he stored up for 17 years. And he shot one of those years at Mahito. That's pretty great. So, now watching Geto, having seen his entire backstory as well as seeing him in the movie, he is a bit better. I will say he is a bit better because I understand him more now. And I like that moment where he's like explaining, why we can't break a heavenly pact or just a pact in general. We can't break this pact, because it wouldn't be good. And Mahito's like, oh, fine. And it's just like, yeah, learn the fucking rules, Mahito. Jesus. But whatever. I don't know. I still hate Mahito. I still just want him to die already. He just sucks. But I will at least give credit that Geto is more interesting now that I know the backstory. I still think he's pretty dumb. Like, the whole thing of like, oh, well, I'll get rid of all non-sorcerers. And his whole smugness is still annoying. But I do at least get him now. I get that he's an idiot, but I get it. The whole thing of like, oh, he wants... Like, I understand where he's coming from. He wants to destroy all non-sorcerers so that things like this wouldn't happen, and after being traumatized by the whole Rico thing, I get it. He's still a bastard, though. He's still a dumb old smug bastard, so... His main problem now is just having to deal with Mahito. Like, Mahito is still the number one biggest problem of this show, is that he is just a god-awful, annoying villain, But again, that said, this was a good episode. I did enjoy it. The whole thing, and I guess we can mention the whole thing with Toto, but Toto was stupid. Toto was surprised. Headline news: Aoi Toto was stupid. Is that how you would say it? Because I've seen characters where AOI says Aoi, but here they're saying Aoi. Is that maybe the male version of it? Because I've only seen Aoi used for a female character. So maybe it's a difference in that. I don't know. Would they say... I'd have to check. I guess I'd have to check the subs to see if they would say it like that. Aoi. I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty... It's kind of a weird name. Literally just 3 vowels back to back. But whatever. Anyway, but yeah, the big shock, Toto was stupid. The whole thing with Yuko and Itadori, that was nice, if I'm gonna be honest, kind of fillery. And but I did like the stuff with Mecha Maru. Mahito aside, the stuff with Mecha Maru is really interesting. I like that he clearly has a crush on Miwa. And hey, he's got his body back and everything. You go for it, man. I hope look, I've got like 8 different best girls on this show anyway. So it's like, yeah, man, freaking go for her. She's freaking great. So, I don't know. I don't know. I guess that's that. Hey, we made it an episode without majorly ranting. Overall, I enjoyed the episode. I do miss the Juju stroll, but there's nothing really we can do about that anymore. So, and the OP was really good. It's no Imaudemo, but it was really good, so, and yeah, and I'm not ripping my hair out like I did with the first arc of this season, so, yeah, that's pretty much it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Jujutsu Kaisen reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.